Welcome to the Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts.
Big G.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
What's up, kids?
How we all doing tonight?
We're doing good.
We're good. We've been ready down here for like a half hour.
On this.
I got here late.
Which show of the year?
Yeah, what show is this?
This is the fourth show.
It's the third show of 2022. Yeah.
Closer than last week.
Well.
And no worries, we'll be boring you with that comment every week from here on.
For the next year.
What's that? Which show is this? That comment?
Because nobody really cares,
third
but
show,
I like
apparently.
to bring it up. So, yeah, this is the Whiskey Roundtable. What we're about is, our whole gist is it's like everybody sitting around this table with us, and we're just enjoying whiskey and some good conversation, and we try some whiskey out, and we talk about it, we rate it. We have a special sequence called the Whiskey Wizard later on. It's more on the educational side. We do some news, if we're lucky. We get to that, and we try to just have fun, folks. So welcome, and how you guys doing?
We're doing good. I just had to bring it up so, I didn't do news last week. You did it, but coincidentally, what I had pulled, but I was watching the clock, you did exactly the news that I had.
Really?
Yeah, so we'll have to talk about.
If we get to it today, I just have a few things.
Okay.
So I try to just pick more like stories than
Gotcha.
releases, but yeah, because we did a lot of releases.
Well, I don't have any news today, just
Okay.
because of my day. But
Well, that's all right.
usually, if I have time at the office, I'll sit through and go through it. But I just didn't have time today because we're finishing the last leg of the redo at the office. So good stuff.
Right.
So.
So, Wizard, I forgot to ask you what your shirt has on it today. All I see is the hand with
Yeah,
the
what
rocks
is that?
glass.
It says
I had my blood tested. Turns out I'm Scotch. That's awesome.
thought it was appropriate
I
for
like
tonight.
I love it.
I like
Yeah.
it. Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect.
I never forget my son Cameron he got on the school bus with no coat and it's like 30 degrees out. And the bus driver chastised him. He goes, "It's okay, I'm Scottish."
That's all right. Do you see my shirt? See what it says?
No, jeez.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. It's not. I don't like to have print on my shirt, so my hands do all the talking. Go ahead. I'm Italian. Go ahead. Nothing to see here.
Yes, you are.
Yes, he is.
So so that's the redo of the office has been fun at best.
So I take it you visited one of our sponsors this week there at Royal Havana.
We did. So
Well,
I was
yeah.
He did.
I was there on Wednesday, and I know that you and Matt are talking about possibly next week.
Of course, I don't smoke cigars, but
I know,
like to
I know,
be
but you like to hang out
around
with
you
us.
guys.
Camaraderie is
Yes.
enough.
You like the aroma too?
It is a.
We have
yeah.
one guest today, so
Yeah.
to say, not for the show, but for the audience. So
It's Joe.
Elliot. It's Joe. Jooo. Elliot. So me and Elliot have been friends for a long time. I just have to say some things about Elliot. So listen, when I was sick, Elliot was there to make sure that I was taken care of, which I appreciate. Seriously, all serious. But me and Elliot have known each other for a long time, and I like it when he comes to sit in the audience and we have some fun. So.
Well, he's not here for you. He's just here for the Oban tonight.
Oh, you fucker!
Yeah, well, he saw it was a single malt night, and so
Don't
Everything
get all
I said,
cocky, okay?
scratch it.
truth hurts.
That was like one of the first things he says when he comes down the stairs. He's like, "Oh, I wouldn't miss this one."
Well,
He ran right over the Oban bottle.
So we
Greg who?
We traveled back in October at the Outer Banks, and Karen came across this bottle, so we bought it. I thought there was only one bottle because that was all that was on the top shelf. So I said, we got to take this bottle. I was going to put it in the collection. Okay, so hold that thought. So the next thing, we leave, and she's like, well...
We're like an hour down the freeway.
Hour down the freeway. And I said, man, I wish I could find another one of those bottles. I would love to do one for the show. So long story short, she goes, well, that was on the shelf behind us. I'm like, well, why didn't you say something?
Because when you're short, you can see all that stuff back
So
there.
they actually, whoever picked that bottle up from the other shelf happened to just put it there.
Yeah.
On the shelf across of it. So anyway, I said, well, I got to find more bottles. So we find another bottle. I think we were in Maryland at that time.
Virginia.
When we were on our way down.
When we were on our way
We picked
down.
up his bottle on the way back.
I was trying to remember where we were. Was that really cool place in the middle of nowhere? I don't know if that was Ohio or Kentucky.
That was the first bottle.
That was where we got the first bottle.
Right.
Okay.
And then we found another bottle, and I was happy and that was at one of the liquor stores on the way down. So I called Elliot.
We were on a mission.
We're on a mission. At this point, I'm on a mission because Elliot is an Oban fanatic, right? So, and he's got a couple different year statements and everything else. So I call him and I said, all right, listen. So I tell him what's going on, and he's like, man, that would be great. If you can get me one, get me one. I said, okay. So we're coming back, and it's the last liquor store before we get into the long road, Right. So I walk in there, and I'm looking around. There's nothing. And I'm like, son of a bitch, So I'm thinking to myself, well, I'll just, Elliot can have one of my bottles. So I for whatever reason, I say there's a couple people that are working there. I say, excuse me. Somebody says, yeah, we need to go. I'm looking for, do you guys stock Oban? And they go, yeah, it's over here on the other shelf. And I had to come back around up the other side of they have one thing, all the thing rums and all that in the center, and the woman takes me over there. There's 2 bottles left, so I just grabbed one and got back in the car. And Karen's like, "You got one?" I said, "Yeah, they had 2. I should have grabbed another one, but I'm okay with that." I said, I have one. I have one for the show. Elliot's got one. So that was it. So he's had it. You've had this product. So and you were very happy with it.
You said you had 3 different Obans.
14, 18, and this.
And this, right?
And you said you like this one the best, correct?
No, this is better than the 14-year-old. About 90% as good as the 18.
Yeah, that 18 was
Okay.
really good.
But
Yeah, people thought that was
we'll be
amazing.
doing our
Yeah.
scoring later in the show.
Yeah, so you're going to be doing scoring with us today.
And we'll let Elliot weigh in too once he
Yeah.
goes
Absolutely.
another go at it.
So you're going to have to switch glasses over there, Mr.
Yeah,
Elliot.
he gets-
Okay,
he's-
perfect.
So I invited our Scotch friends, RJ and Amelia,
Okay.
tonight. They're in Florida.
Florida.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, they went to Florida.
They're
today.
in Florida. So
Versus-
if we have any left when they get back,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
we will
Absolutely.
definitely share with you guys.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I was just checking out the scroll. We've got G Money that we haven't seen in like
G
forever.
Money! What's up? That's my boy.
Forever. We got Rob out
Yep.
there,
What's up, Rob?
and Lindsay is out there
Lindsay.
What I'm talking
watching.
about. All right.
And we know Shauna can't watch tonight because she's got a
Got
shindig.
the sorority girls over. You know, my computer just went dead because I didn't
Ah.
plug it in today.
You did, oh, do you
What'd
have
you do?
your do you have
What'd
your
you do?
plug?
Yeah, we'll hopefully
happened?
we can get to when we get the bottle count. I'll run and get it.
What's that? What are you looking for?
His plug.
I'm running out of power, but
Okay.
it's okay.
Do you want
We
me
don't have
to?
to worry about
You
that.
want me to do a little exit and go get it? Is it in your bag?
Yeah, but it's okay.
We-
Well, I think I can. Well,
All right. So you
Why
guys
does it
talk.
keep
Let me
shutting
go. What?
in the compartment near the back,
All right. It's the charger you're looking for.
just the charger. It's
Okay.
in, it's
I'll
in
be right
the
back.
Can you?
Excuse me, kids.
very top compartment, the big compartment.
Oh no! What shall we talk about?
I don't know. Talk about Elliot. He's always.
Talk about this bottle.
Well, I will do that. I'll go into that a little bit later. But as Greg said, we got this in our travels, so I don't believe this is available in Ohio.
It is not.
But
Yeah, I did.
I was like,
I didn't have any
"Where's
trouble
that
finding
voice is coming.
my typical online resources. I could get it in a number of places.
Correct.
In Ohio?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna I mean,
Order.
they're not
Order it online and
Order
that.
online.
What I did notice, though, is in looking at my research for tonight, is that you possibly, not for sure, but you possibly may be able to get this at one of our favorite establishments, which is Lizardville in Bedford Heights. Was that an oopsies, or did you mean to do
No, I didn't mean. I didn't even know why that could possibly happen. I guess
that? Was because you can't get it in Ohio?
I can't.
We're off to a good start, kids.
Well, yeah,
Keep
there we
watching.
go. No, that was on purpose.
No, don't go to sleep. We're going to be here for the next
That
hour.
was, that
No.
was on purpose.
But Lizardville in Bedford Heights mentions the Oban Distillers Edition on their website, so I'm not sure what year bottled
Yeah.
it is. The one we're going to try tonight is actually 2020. So I don't know. Maybe if you're going to Lizardville, check
And
it
is
out.
that, if I'm right, is that a 14-year?
Yeah, it's
You are
14
correct,
years
sir.
old. It was bottled in 2009.
Six.
Yeah, I just sorry math. Yeah, I do a little math there, but yeah.
Must have gone to school in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then it was what? It was barreled, what, 2021?
2020.
2020, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. My math is off. Excuse me.
Came out of the barrel in 2020.
There you go.
So.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, Wizard, I have to ask anything new?
Matter of fact, yes, I just bought some orthopedic shoes.
Okay, how'd that go?
Good. I guess, I just never thought that they would actually do me any good or that they would help.
You don't look any taller.
But anyway, so I stand corrected.
Oh my God.
Where's that wah wah?
Yeah.
wah?
Wah, wah, wah.
Access denied.
Okay. All right. Even Siri doesn't like it. Hey,
God bless
I
her.
guess I can't. Can't guarantee a winner.
No, it was cute. It was cute.
Okay.
It was punny.
I was actually thinking about looking at orthopedic shoes.
Were you?
Just the inserts or whatever.
So I'm reading your scroll. So G Money wants to know what I'm smoking.
Exactly. So
All
what
right,
are you
so I'm
smoking?
smoking a new
question.
cigar out
Thank
from AJ Fernandez, and it's a called the Muzzle Loader. So good cigar. I'm smoking a 660 Ecuadorian and Honduran wrapper, and then the rest tobacco, obviously. So that's what I'm smoking. G Money.
You were smoking that the other night after our visit to the Schnitzel Brewery. In
I
Burbank.
was. So I had 4 of these cigars, and I think this is my last one. Me and G Money haven't got together in a while.
Smart G.
Yeah, you're a smart guy, G. So, but anyway, we like to we trade cigars, and he's a CAO fan just like I am. So I have some CAOs that I want him to try, but next time he comes in, when he has time, because he's got like 7 girl kids. But anyway, he's a busy guy.
I was going to say, we know what he's doing on his
Right,
days
on his
off.
days off.
So I just saw that master craftsman woodworker Phil Weaver just joined us.
Phil, what's up, dog?
So yeah.
Just want you to know,
Yeah.
Phil, I just want you to know that those cabinets look beautiful in my family room. Go ahead.
And you'll get a peek at those cabinets when we do the whiskey
Yep.
wizard
Yeah,
later.
we're back to the modern era on this episode tonight, which we'll see. But
All right, let's get on with
more
it,
on
kids.
that later.
All right. So,
Let's get into
Karen,
this.
what are we doing tonight?
So we are doing Oban Distiller's Edition. This bottle is
Nice.
2020, and
Very exciting.
should we get a close up on the bottle cam for this?
I think we should. Let's start out with a good ride on the bottle cam. We'll see you in a few seconds.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
Holy crap, it's time for the bottle cam.
I think I'm dizzy now from that. It's spinning. All that spinning.
Just kidding.
You fall asleep during that?
I did. I just saw the Buffalo Trace bottle. That was all I saw.
It's because you didn't have the.
Just kidding. That wasn't in there anyway.
It wasn't. I don't even know. It's because you didn't do a B12 before the show.
I did do a B12 before the show.
Oh, okay.
I did it on the way home from the Royal Havana Cigars.
I did a B-52.
Ah,
B52.
bragger.
Little Love Shack action.
Yeah, that's right.
Alrighty.
Pull the hair. Go ahead. Well, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So should I go into
Yeah,
some
come
of
on.
this
Tell us about
Oban
tonight's
stuff
whiskey.
now that we did our bottle cam? So Oban Distillery was established by the Stevenson family in 1794.
Wow.
Over 200 years ago. So some notable things that were going on in the world at that time. Eli Whitney, he was granted a patent for the cotton gin.
Oh, yes.
The U.S. Congress enacted a law that allowed the flag, the United States flag, to expand to 15 stars and 15 stripes.
Wow.
And this was in recognition of Vermont and Kentucky becoming the 14th and 15th state, respectively.
Well, yeah, for Kentucky, that's important.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
So later, they had enacted something else in Congress that took the stripes back down to 13. So that's where we stand today. It's
Correct.
just the 13
I
stripes.
was going to ask it. Say how many stripes are in the? Even though
Oh.
you said it. So
13
how many stripes
13
are
stripes.
there?
Stripes today.
That's right.
And
It's 6. The first stripes are 6 down to the blue, and after that there's 7 more stripes. Just so you know.
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
he knows that from a project he worked on
I did.
earlier
I
this
studied
year.
it hard.
It was
Elementary school.
I think it
Thank
was
you.
a bar top.
A bar top.
It was
Yes.
a bar top. Yeah.
Something else interesting was the Whiskey Rebellion was going on in the United States. It actually finished in 1794, but the reason that it was going on is because Alexander Hamilton
Right.
had enacted an excise tax
Which we learned in one of our Wizard episodes.
to raise money for the national debt.
Yeah,
you go.
because the people making whiskey on the frontier, it was a tax on production, not on sale. And they actually use whiskey as their currency to buy clothes, food. And so if you get taxed on how much you're making, nobody had any money. Like, it wasn't like they could just go to the bank and withdraw a bunch of money to send to the government. So that's what the rebellion was all about. So Alexander Hamilton wasn't exactly, even though he's a good singer and he can rap really well, he wasn't very much in tune with what the people were going through. So.
I'm a little slow.
You are
Show
stu-
tunes,
you're
Hamilton.
Stupid. You're
I-
stupid.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Well, anyway.
Woo, I know it did.
I
Anyway,
caught it. Anyway.
so that's some other things that were going on in 1794 when the Oban distillery was established.
So that's interesting.
The distillery has never moved or expanded since it was opened, and the making of the Oban, in addition, has not changed throughout the years. So, honored tradition for over 200 years. It's one of the smallest distilleries in Scotland. It's just over 46,000 square feet, which is just larger than an acre.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
think
tiny.
I think in our next bottle cam, I think the bottle cam actually went there and got a. I think it's going to travel to Oban and take a little picture of the distillery for us. So.
Nice.
But you'll see that in a little bit. But anyway,
Nice.
yeah, it's a small distillery. Oban is one of the classic single malts. It's part of that set of 6 that the Classic Malt Society has decided shall be only those considered classic malts.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's why we call him the Wizard.
So,
Uh-oh, we have a question in the
What are
audience.
other 5?
what do you got?
What are the other 5?
Gosh, now you're going to put me on the spot. It's Dalwhinnie, Lagavulin, Glenkinchie. Oh, somebody's going to correct me. I know there's another one and I can't think.
That's
of
all
it.
right. We'll come
That's
back.
okay.
Anyway.
Come back to
We'll
it.
come
That's a
back to
good
it.
question for the
That's a
audience.
good start.
What are the classic malts? If you just somebody with a phone can Google that. But
There you go.
There you go.
The distillery sits at sea level, and it's 208 steps from the sea. And you had a bit of information that you shared before about
yes,
where it's located.
this is I don't know if you said, but Oban is a Highland whiskey, but it's in the West Highlands, which is that whole area of Western Scotland that's not like Islay specifically, but it's right on the west coast at the top of the peninsula of Kintyre, so it's a west coast, it's kind of in the southwest coast of Scotland, so it's right.
Awesome.
It's on the ocean.
Very cool.
So even though it's a highland, it's on the ocean. That's one of those weird things about Scotch whiskey. That's how the regions are. When you hear it's a Highland whiskey, you picture it's up in the hills somewhere, but it's
not.
This one's on the ocean.
Right on the water.
208 steps. Is that what
There you
said?
go.
208.
Yeah.
It's funny. Wednesday, me and Elliot, we were at Royal Havana, and the usual suspects were there. And then this guy came in, got him acclimated as far as glasses and ice and all this stuff. He just won half an ice cube, so to say. And his buddy came in. They're big Scotch people. His name is Steve. I know. I have his here. I'll look it up real quick. He's a big Scotch guy. So we talked in detail about Scotches. So long story short, he wants to come and do the show with us.
Oh, cool.
So,
Great.
so let me see here. I think he's Slovenian. Let me. We don't take that away. Steve, if you're watching, don't kill the messenger, so to say. So hang on one second here.
What are you looking for?
I was just looking for his last name.
while you're looking for that, I'm going to continue here.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oban in Gaelic translates to Little Bay.
Little Bay. Yeah.
Steve Leskovic.
I think it says that on
Sounds
the,
Italian, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. I think it says that on the label.
It does
But
say
again,
that on the label.
you might have noticed that during the bottle camp. So,
All right.
the little bay. Yes.
One last piece of information that I have about the Oban distillery is that the oldest piece of machinery at the distillery is the mill, and it was manufactured back in the 1930s. So I
you have a
pulled a picture of
nice.
it off
Oh, wow.
their website. So basically, what does the mill do?
It grinds the malt into grist for the mashing process.
Look at you, dog.
He's
Look at
so good. I backed you up just in case you didn't have that on the tip of your tongue, but I knew you
I
would.
I wouldn't be much of a wizard if I missed
That's
that.
how we call you the wizard, dog.
Okay, so we are doing Oban's Distiller's Edition. As we mentioned before, this is a 14-year-old whiskey. It was distilled in 2006. This one in particular was bottled in 2020. It's 86 proof. It is a Highland, as you mentioned. And I don't remember what we bought these for, but as I was doing my research online, the price varied between $90 up to $140.
Correct.
And Wizard, you said you saw it for
170 when I was looking. So I guess there's quite a range. 80 pounds is what I have on my notes. So.
Yeah,
So what is that today? I don't know.
so the
$100 anyway.
the cheapest bottle we bought was $100.
Yeah,
And then
that's about right.
the last two bottles I bought were more than that. One was $125, and I think the other one was like $130 some dollars.
Yeah,
So
one of my sources was 170, and then you throw on shipping. So ouch,
right, yeah.
that's kind of
Right.
ouch. But
I got
anyway,
it cheap.
or you just
Yes,
go
you
on a
did.
road trip like we
I
did.
took care of you, bro.
$30.
well, that's
I took
always
care of you,
good
bro.
too.
So this is a peated single malt, which means it's 100% malted barley, and it's made from a single distillery.
Yes, so anything that's a single malt is a single distillery, and it's 100%
Malted barley.
Yes,
And this is double matured.
but if it's not all
If it's not
malted barley, what would it be? But it's made from a single distillery. What would you call it?
whiskey?
Greg has had some good ones.
Oh,
Greg remembers because
what's that? Go ahead.
You've given me some good of this, which is
What-
a single grain whiskey.
What were you asking me? Was that the question you asked me?
Well, if it's not made of 100% malted barley,
Uh-huh.
but it comes from a single distillery in Scotland,
Right.
it's a single grain whiskey.
Gotcha.
You knew that, right?
Yes.
Well, back then I did, but I retained like.
Hey, Whiskey Wizard, I'm real proud of you.
Okay. All right.
And this is double matured in casks that were previously used to make Montilla Fino sherry in Andalusia, Spain.
Very good on the pronunciation too.
I practiced.
Wow.
Montillafino.
Oh, see, you sound like a Dago in Spain.
That's all you had to say, Negro.
I can say Dago because we are. All right, kids.
Any more about Montillafino?
I don't have any more about
So
Montilla
it's a
Fino.
sherry.
Right.
Well, you can't call it sherry officially, but it comes from southern Spain, and essentially it's the same thing. And the fino is just another type of sherry. So,
Right.
but it's a highly sought after, again, high quality sherry that they used the barrels for finishing. So, hopefully, we'll get some of that good fruit quality, but that's why we taste. Right?
All right.
That's
So
why we taste.
we ready to pass out or what?
All right.
Yeah, and you're getting the first glass. Just
We had a little mix-up, kids. So
Greg decided
we
to
think
put,
I have the right glass, but I'm not sure.
he decided to put two glasses in front of him.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that. But
And then he was like, "Oh no, which one is the scotch?"
By the
well,
way,
it definitely wasn't the Scotch
By the
because
way, thanks
I've gone
for
through it.
getting me the Power G. My computer's now staying on. So
There you go, bro. There you go, brother.
All right.
That's a good thing.
All right.
All right, we're gonna nose this shit up or what?
I
What are we
like,
doing?
first of all, I think that's just a beautiful single malt color. And you catch, because you notice that if you compare this Balvenie It's a lot darker, and that's probably the influence of that
The sherry.
finishing in the sherry cask.
Good point. Good point. Because I don't think of an 86 proof whiskey
Yeah.
as being this color, but you're right. The sherry
It's
definitely.
little pink almost. There's some pink tones to it. Okay, let's nose.
Oh, it smells so good.
Definitely fruit right off the head.
Yeah,
Definitely fruit
that's like
right off
an
the head,
orchard.
man.
You just like smells like an orchard.
Wow.
It does. It smells like an apple orchard to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. It's definitely like some stone fruits.
I
and-
just drink it. I don't smell it.
God, man, it's fruit right up, prominent fruit right out of the gate on the nose.
Yeah. Like I'm with you. I get like fresh apple and a little bit of like almost like raspberries.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I'm gonna say like a green apple.
yeah.
It
Granny
smells
Smith, little Granny Smith, and some.
the nose, the
raspberry.
bouquet is beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely
It's
beautiful.
Gentle.
It is.
It's so
The
just
bouquet.
It just vague. It says taste me. It's so
put my tongue in
inviting. Yeah.
Just kidding.
I'm getting a little.
I'm going back to my college days.
Again, I get a little hint of smoke and maybe a little of the oceanic, a little bit of the sea.
Not getting
salt.
any salt
Sea
out of it.
salt.
Not getting
Just
any
a
salt
tad.
out of it. On the nose, I'm not, and I don't know what. I don't get any ethanol. I get straight fruit. It's beautiful. The
Yeah.
nose is beautiful. One of the better ones that I've ever smelled on the nose, so to say, when it comes to scotch.
Do you smell with things other than your nose?
Right. The dogs, your shoes.
No, you said
you should
it's one of
smell
the
with
best
your
things
nose.
I've smelled with my nose. I'm like,
Oh.
you smell with something else?
Well, I smell a lot of bad stuff, but anyway, we won't go there. So,
Well, we know that taste is also a very
Yeah.
large part of it. Well,
That's
it's actually-
nice.
Never mind.
you getting
I'm
that
about
too?
to get that backwards.
You've had it. You getting the nose out of it? Okay. I missed that. What do you say?
Okay. We're having fun.
I see that. Come on.
Okay, so
Alright.
tasting. Now let's go. Oh my.
Lighter on the peat. I get a little honey out of it, and I do get a saltiness to it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I get like a salted, and you're gonna laugh at me, a salted caramel.
Okay.
That's-
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
I agree with that.
And I get like
It's a short finish.
almost like
Your first time? Okay, just checking.
figs or like
Okay.
a dried fruit. Kind of.
Okay.
Oh, that's
The aftertaste is
fantastic.
fantastic.
Oh, just a hint of smoke in there, not much, but it's the fruit really comes out. The caramel, the like I said, it's like this fruity dried fruit, and the salted caramel. I definitely get that.
Yeah.
I was reading the back of the bottle. It says imported by Dago, New York. New York.
Diageo or
Yeah. Diageo.
Yeah, so I was being funny.
Oh. Just a hint of peat.
Yeah, very light. Thank you. Very light hint of peat, but it's not long. The finish
No,
is not
no.
long.
No.
It's very good.
Tastes
Yeah,
like
I-
up front.
Yeah.
It's very good.
You all right over there?
It's got so
Do some
much
push-ups,
richness on the beginning and middle palate. It doesn't. I almost don't mind that it doesn't have a long finish. It's,
No, it's very nice. Very pleasing.
because it's so light and fruity and a little bit of sweetness, that just seems to work.
So I read some reviews on this a week ago, and a lot. Probably a third of the reviews says it's very complex. I don't get the complexity out of it. I really don't.
Well, there's a lot. I think on the palate, there's a lot going on there. When you think of complexity, what do you mean? Like you get layers of stuff?
Right. But I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not getting that. But that's my palate. But
Yeah. No, it's got. We'll get to the rating.
I get the fruit, I get the caramel, I get the salt, I get the smoke, and I get the peat. So to me, I'm going to say it's for me. Everyone's different. It is complex.
Yeah, and I don't get nothing. There's a lot of balance in there. Nothing is really
Right.
sticks out.
Exactly.
Everything is harmonious, and that's a really good whiskey. This is another one. If I had somebody trying to get interested in Scotch whiskey and said, "Well, what should I try?" Besides this Balvenie
Oh, that's
American
good
Oak, we were pre-gaming with. I think this is Oban, and certainly this or any of the Obans is probably a nice choice. There.
On my third taste, if you will, I on the finish, a very light hint, in my personal opinion, a little bit of honey.
Yeah. Heather, honey, there's something, just a touch of something floral in there.
Very good.
Hold it in your mouth for a moment.
Yeah.
I did. That's where I came up with the honey. It's very good. I like it. I really do like it.
Yeah, me too. A great malt. So, before we get into all the scoring, why don't we go ahead and take another ride on the bottle cam. We'll
All right.
see you guys in about a minute.
It's unfortunate.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
Intruder alert.
All right.
See,
right.
yeah, you did get a little shot of the distillery in there.
We traveled over to Scotland to get that little sequence of the distillery. So yeah, you can see it's not all that big, but they make a nice whiskey in there.
Yes, definitely. Just to recap some of the notes that I pulled from this, the nose says it's a full-bodied Scotch, explosive with soft malt, and wave after wave of rich fruit carried on a salty tide.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know who wrote this, but they probably do
They were-
romance novels
Oh, yeah.
as
That's
well.
right.
Poet. He's a
What?
poet.
The palate, it says notes of malt, fruit, and salt. I also found fresh peaches, creamy vanilla,
I would say peaches for sure.
mixed with a waft of burning leaves,
One of the fruits.
sharp cloves, black pepper, and cinnamon, which adds a spicy finish with a hint of salinity.
I yeah, I can some of that. Yeah, I can see. I didn't get any cinnamon. That's usually
Me neither.
that's a
I didn't get any
American
cloves.
whiskey profile, but
You know, black pepper. I could see. You know, you get that little bit of burn. You know, and you know that's what we say is your peppery. But it was not. It was very very good.
No
So
burn.
before we rate, go back to the scroll. See if anybody's got some comments.
What do we got? What do we got?
What we got here?
Phil Weaver says it sounds like it's going to be tasty.
It's gonna be tasty.
It is, Phil. It's very, very tasty. That's about it. It's quiet night out there. I don't see Miss Jennifer out
No,
there
I don't
today.
see Jennifer out there.
She's just a working fool,
yeah,
though. So
no, that's surprising. 'Cause, we usually have Jen,
Well, next time
but
you
I'm
go,
sure there's a good reason.
next time you go see Phil, we'll make sure we give him a little sample.
Yeah, Phil. I mean, when the once the workshop reopens, we have that other project to discuss with you. So
See, Phil? Can you believe it? All right, that's all right. He only likes you because just.
and when is your birth? When's your birthday, Greg?
January 12th.
Okay, all right. It's January 12th. Just remember.
mine's June 20th. It's coming up.
Yeah.
What?
Day
Yeah,
after
remember
me.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Too funny.
Gemini's in the
So
house.
we're gonna have to do a birthday show.
So I usually let you go. I usually don't go first, so
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to go first on this one. So
Go ahead.
It is a Scotch, so you should go first.
Okay. It's no secret. I really like this. This is for me. This is a 4.2. This is something I would like to have. I know Oban. I've had it before, but it's been years since I've had an Oban, and I'm excited to try more of them and take another look at Oban and what they're offering. So, fantastic whiskey, well balanced. I really am enjoying this. So,
Yeah, I agree, and I'm ready to speak up and give
Go
my
ahead.
score too. Just to remind everybody,
yes, thank you.
our rating scale is 0 to 5. 5 being the best thing you ever had. 0 is rot gut. 4 is something we say you have to have on your shelf.
Something you want to have in your collection at
Amen.
all times, if at all possible.
Right.
So, Doug, I'm right there with you, and usually when a number pops in my head, I just keep it, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to give this a 4.3.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been
Right,
twice.
wow.
I've raised
Hey, Karen Helen Keller, you really got it, sister.
Okay.
Sister.
So twice since before you rated, you guys didn't see me. I went like this. Twice I've gone.
Oh, I
I've
thought
done
you
it.
were giving Elliot the high sign over there.
So
You were
So-
predicting our scores? Is
I
that
was
what-
predicting
Oh,
your score,
Nice.
and I'm a
what
four.
did-
All right,
I'm a 4.2.
Nostradamus, what did you...
Wow. You're kidding. Wow.
Is that
Okay.
what you gave it?
I was going like this
Okay.
twice. I went like that. Anybody's watching the show saw it.
So we'll do you last. Elliot, what's your...
It's something that you definitely have to buy if you can find it.
Amen.
So you're
4.4.
4.4. Yeah.
There you go,
Yeah,
dog.
I mean, I could have gone that high as well.
So
All right, Nostradamus.
Okay.
no, I'm
all right.
going with the 4.2.
4.2. Okay.
I
you're
could
right.
I couldn't go like this.
We were in total agreement last week. Too.
We
That's-
were.
That's interesting.
So and I'm not really much of a Scotch guy, so to
Yeah.
say, you know. But that's a very, very, in my opinion, it was well worth the money.
Yeah, and this
In my
is,
opinion, it was
I
well
think
worth the
this
money.
is a profile that's good for you, right? Because you don't like really too much of the smoke and peat. You prefer that it be a little bit more in this kind of balance.
And just for any of you watchers out there, I never tried yours, did I?
Nope.
Amen. Thank you, bro.
You never tried?
No,
So this-
he had the first
So
bottle,
this is your first
first sampling.
First
sampling.
go at it,
Okay.
yeah.
He's
All
had
right.
it. He offered. I said, we're good. So, you've had it. You love it. You like it, but I never tried it. I waited, and that was back in October. So just so y'all know.
I think I have half a bottle.
All right, I don't know who Day Nicked is.
What? Who day, Nick?
Who Day Nicked?
What's up, who day, Nick? What's that say, sister?
Sister 19, LOL online.
All right.
Thanks for joining
Hey,
us.
wait.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, if you're a new viewer, welcome. Appreciate it. So,
So yeah, I mean, great scores all around. I mean,
nice.
definitely
yeah,
something we all say you have to have if you can find it.
pretty consistent on that.
So,
Might be worth a road trip to Kentucky or
amen.
somewhere
I
to
was-
pick it up.
When I was at Royal Havana today, this evening, so to say,
An
Dave-
hour ago.
an hour ago. I almost didn't make the show. So anyway, so Dave, Frank muled some stuff to Dave, and one of them was it was a rum, by the way. We're not talking what we do, but it was a 7-year Havana Club. Man, was that! It was a rum. It drank like a bourbon. It was fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, well, there are some good rums. out there.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
So, of course, that's another great product we can't get in Ohio, and or
Oh,
the
we
United
also
States,
have,
or the
Jose
United States.
Padilla
Can't get
has
it.
joined us. Jose Padilla Senior.
All right.
Yeah, says hi,
Thank you.
Al. So
Thank you all. Thank you.
Hey,
hi,
thanks
all.
for
I think
joining
maybe
us.
he meant. Yeah, welcome, Jose. Cool.
All right.
Yeah. So
New viewers, you have a
yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
That's that's to H Dewey. I don't know what that is. But Jose. I don't know how to say it, but
Where are you seeing that?
what? Huh?
Where are you seeing
What are you
that?
talking? What
are
you talking about,
about?
Willis?
Nicked. That's the one you said.
Yeah, who Day Nicked?
Who they Nick?
Okay, there we go.
I don't know.
Sorry.
It's,
No, I think you're right.
it might be one of
And
those.
Jose Padilla. So
All right.
Yeah, it
Awesome.
might be one of those names that you put in there, so people call it out,
yes, exactly.
and it ends up being. Never mind.
We don't know, but
Yeah, you don't know. Hopefully, it's a new member to the show.
We hope so. Thank you so
Thank you very
much.
much.
Thank you so much.
I hope you're enjoying it.
All right, kids. So we've
All right.
got our
Whiskey
it's
Wizard.
time.
whiskey
So
wizard.
Amen.
today, the Wizard's going to talk about whiskey as an investment, and so the whiskey market continues to take off and continues to rise faster than almost any other type of side investment you could think of. So, Greg, you've invested in some whiskey?
Just a
haven't
few bottles, not much.
Anyway. So as we'll learn, that's one of the 3 types of investing is to just buy good bottles and hang on to them. That's one thing
Yeah,
you can do.
I honestly, I've been very fortunate to have the collection I have. Very,
Yeah.
very, very fortunate. And I've said this in the past. We've had a few people that have come out that have wanted to see what I had that are professionals, and they said not only is it the largest, but it's the rarest they've ever seen.
Yeah.
Meaning that people, we have stuff that people try their whole life to find, they can't find. So,
Well,
so-
and what's nice, though, and sorry to cut you off there, Dougie. What's nice is that you're finally beginning to share it
I am.
with people.
Right.
So
Right.
can't take it with you, son.
I know.
Well, my philosophy is it's to drink, but as I did research for this particular episode, I became aware. Well, I've looked at casks and talked about that with some friends, and maybe that's something we could consider. But you can buy a cask and you can have it aged for you, and you can.
Well, that's something I want to do. I want to do, some kind of whiskey roundtable product. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Private label. Or not
those
private
were all
label.
those were all things.
Our own
Yeah.
store pick.
Right, our own
if
store
you will,
pick.
yeah.
So, but whiskey roundtable
Yeah.
is whatever the product is, and then the whiskey roundtable pick, so to say. So, but we never got to that.
Elliot wants in.
How large is a cask?
It's about $10,000.
No,
Well,
gallons.
See,
What?
See the one holding up the table
Yeah,
here?
that's a cask.
It's normally okay. You're talking about the barrel. So normally, depending on what it is, it may mule like 230 bottles per barrel, give or take. Okay, depends on evaporation and different things that happen. Depending on where it sits in the rick house, all these different things that come
And
into
the
play
angel
with
share.
that. Angel
How
share,
much
right?
angel
Me?
share?
Stuff evaporates, all that stuff. Depending on weather, humidity, cold, all that stuff can change the complexity of the whiskey. So we never got that far because I became ill for a little while, not COVID or anything else like
not
that.
mentally.
But not mentally either. But we didn't even finish our series of shows. And
Our holiday shows.
Our holidays were ruined, but at the end of the day, those are things that I wanted to talk about. Plus distilling. But anyway,
We'll get
different
there. We'll
story.
get there.
We'll go there. So
Let's
anyway,
get to the wizard,
Yeah,
huh?
we're back
All
in
right.
the game.
So we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Bye bye.
All right.
Whiskey Wizard! It's the Whiskey Wizard!
Hello and welcome to the Whiskey Wizard, where we say that whiskey making takes scientific knowledge, an artisan's skill and dedication, and a bit of the wizard's alchemy of light, air, earth, and fire. Okay, tonight I want to discuss whiskey as an investment. Maybe some of you already have a lot in your vault at home, so to speak, but for most of us, me included, probably the collection is generally for drinking. Maybe you keep some things to trade and barter with, and that's useful as well. But have you really thought about whiskey as a true bona fide investment? Well, maybe we all should. Look at high-end whiskey, drop for drop, has increased on average 500% in the last decade, according to Worth magazine. According to the Wealth Report from Knight Frank, rare whiskey has been the best performing collectible of the past decade. Knight Frank says the Scotch whiskey market is enormous. To the UK economy, it accounts for around 25% of UK food and drinks exports, with more than 90% of Scotch production sold abroad. Broadly speaking, the luxury whiskey investment market is booming, and as a result, the potential for long-term growth is enormous as demand is increasingly high and supply finite. 2019 saw a new record set for the most paid at auction for a bottle of the good stuff. A 60-year-old Macallan from 1926 fetched just north of $1.8 million at Sotheby's in London. With Macallan on the verge of releasing an ultra-small batch of bottles of 71, 74, and 78-year-old Scotch, the latter being the oldest Macallan that has ever been released, that record is unlikely to stand for very long. American whiskeys have gotten in on the action too. A barrel of Michter's recently changed hands at a charity auction for $210,000, the highest amount ever paid for a single cask of bourbon. Forget the huge demand that has spawned this huge secondary market for products like Weller's and Blanton's, not to mention Pappy. Japanese bottlings are also faring quite well. A 52-year-old Karuizawa recently went for nearly $500,000, and interest in Japan's oldest and rarest stocks shows no signs of waning. Okay, so the numbers speak for themselves, but seriously, is whiskey a real way to diversify your portfolio? As someone who has just bought a few thousand barrels of Kentucky bourbon, Ben Tsai of Wave Financial certainly thinks so. Wave Financial is an asset management firm that garnered a lot of attention when they announced their Kentucky Whiskey Digital Fund. The closed-end fund is buying up newly filled casks of spirits from Wilderness Trail Distillery to sit on for 4 to 6 years before selling the mature stock either back to the distillery or other bourbon brands, to cask brokers, or to overseas markets. With an agreement to lay down and store as many as 20,000 barrels of the good stuff at Wilderness Trail, the fund could grow to $25 million. Newly filled casks can be bought cheaply as there is relatively little value in ultra-high proof immature spirits, while aged quality stock that is ready for bottling fetches an impressive premium. According to Wave's research, barrels typically appreciate 3 to 5 times steadily over 5 years. In an industry where distilleries trade barrels and non-distillery producers buy and bottle matured stock, they say that they are confident that the fund will have few issues exiting their investment. The broker market is robust here in the U.S., both for domestic consumption and for exports to other countries, and demand is expected to increase over the next few years, they explain. If the numbers prove true, the fund is hoping to deliver investors a not too shabby internal rate of return of 20% over a 5-year period. Investing in alcohol is by no means a new trend. People have been investing in wine for many hundreds of years. Whiskey has been bought and sold for just as long as wine, but the whiskey market has become much more active in recent years. Sotheby's says that whiskey went from 2% of their portfolio in 2012 to almost 20% by 2019. Some whiskey market analysts believe that the price of whiskey has increased rapidly due to demand from China. Chinese buyers often stockpile expensive whiskey and use it as a gift for business partners. Consumers are also more interested in trying rare whiskeys than they once were. There are 3 main options for investing in whiskey: investing in bottles of valuable whiskey, investing in whiskey maturation, or investing in a distillery. Each investment option has certain advantages and disadvantages. Perhaps the most obvious way to begin investing in whiskey is to purchase some highly valuable collectible whiskeys. As an investor, one simply stores these valuable bottles for several years. As their value increases, then they are sold for profit. The primary challenge with this investment strategy is choosing whiskeys that are a worthwhile investment. Most whiskey investors will look for bottles that are extremely rare, as their scarcity will increase their value very quickly. They will often look for limited edition runs or bottles that have come from silent distilleries, which are distilleries that have closed down. Okay, the second way to invest in whiskey is to buy a cask of whiskey from a distillery and age it yourself, have them age it for you in their stores, or have it aged at one of the many contract aging facilities found throughout most major whiskey regions. Also, you can just buy shares in a cask or casks through some of the better whiskey investment firms out there. There are plenty of resources out there if you take a little time yourself to research. Make sure you have many references and indications that the investment entity is reputable and has a good track record. Likely you can find a cask investing option that is best suited to what you are looking for. Last, there is investing in the distilling companies themselves. This would be the closest to traditional investing by investing in those that are traded publicly. For example, the famous contract distiller in Indiana, MGP, is traded as MGPI on the stock exchange, and the current stock price is $72 a share. You can also find large distilling conglomerates like Diageo, which is listed as DEO with a current share price of $202 a share. And I'm sure there are even whiskey stock funds that will basically track along with the growth and success of the whiskey industry as a whole. So there's a range of great ways to profit from the popularity of whiskey and the solid year-over-year growth of the worldwide whiskey market. But the Whiskey Roundtable urges you to do your homework first and be sure to find the option that's right for you and your level of interest, time, and risk tolerance. We extend to you all our wishes for happy and profitable investing. This is Douglas Dunbar, the Whiskey Wizard for the Whiskey Roundtable. Cheers, Slàinte mhath, and now, back to the live show.
I don't know.
Alright.
Some of those bottles I would love to get my hands on.
Right, yeah, I mean, so yeah, just get some good bottles and hang on to them. That's obviously something anybody can do, but there are a lot more legitimate investment options out there.
Sure.
There.
Sure.
Besides, obviously, you can buy stock in things like Diageo and MGP, as we said, but you can buy shares and casks of different whiskeys. It's all out there, so it won't take you long if you're really interested to find some of that. There are investment companies that deal strictly in investing in whiskey. For me personally, what I think is kind of exciting is the thought of actually owning some casks myself, or going in on some casks with some friends as an investment. You get it when it's first filled, so it's at its lowest value point, and then you pay a small stipend every month to have somebody store it for you.
Sure.
And then you just watch its value go up over the years, because I guarantee you there's very few good whiskeys that are going to go down in value.
Amen.
Unlike a lot of other investments we might make out there, whiskey's as close as you can get to a sure bet.
Amen.
Right?
I
Can
agree.
you think of any good whiskey that's gone down in value over the years? So
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's that one?
Yeah, right.
good whiskeys.
Oh, good whiskeys.
That
Okay,
was
never
me.
mind.
That was me.
There's a
Black
couple
Velvet, or
Black Velvet is exactly what I was thinking of.
I'll
Yes.
give you the bottle.
No.
Yikes.
No. Oh, for those of you that like it, more power to you.
So what do
yeah.
we got on the scroll, kids?
What do we got on the scroll? We've got
Steve Gallowant says invest in the 9K Booker's Wizard.
Right.
9K.
Well, it's already out.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is 9K? I don't. What is that? I mean, K to me means 1,000. I thought when he put that, it was like $9,000.
Well, 9K it definitely is. K is for 1,000 per number.
Per bottle?
Per number. So
Yeah,
he's saying
okay.
$9,000. So
No.
that's what he is.
A little too rich for my blood there.
Well,
So
you know,
what I saw when I looked it up, I didn't see $9,000 on the price tag, but I did see a couple $1,000s on the price tag. So,
Right. Question is, what will be it worth in
well,
3 years, 5 years?
$9K. I think they're taking it from the top.
Yeah, that's a steep entry fee to play, but
Yeah. But you know,
it's doable.
Steve's a money man, so I
Yeah.
expect to get at least one bottle, Steve. So, you know.
but I, if you've got money to invest and you're in securities and things like that, I mean, you really ought to take a serious look at whiskey.
Amen.
I mean, I know I am personally. I haven't really thought about it as just a monetary investment vehicle, but in researching that article, kind of for that episode, it opened my eyes to a lot of opportunities.
There's a couple of brands out there now. It's funny you brought that up. There's a couple of brands out there now that are on the shelf for $50, $60, and I've had a lot of that stuff, and it's very young. They try to get it out there quick, and 4 years age and all that stuff, and it really hasn't matured. Always 90% of the time that some of those, and I'm not mentioning any names, I could name four people right now, four bottles right now that I've had, and they are straight ethanol, and I'm not a fan of the heat. I'm not a fan.
Right.
Regardless of whiskey, I'm just not a fan of the heat, period. So, we talked about this last week, about I enjoy a good bourbon or a good scotch, even though I'm not much of a scotch drinker, but
More for us.
amen. But I hate drinking something hot, and then it sits in my pit of my stomach for the next 15-20 minutes. That's not enjoyable.
And then he
to
plays Covered Wagon with
me. Then I
me.
play
at
Covered
night.
Wagon. Just saying.
I won't even ask.
So anyway,
Anyway, so Steve said yes, it's $8,999.
all right. Well, then give me two, Steve.
That's a steep share price, but
So maybe I misquoted the information that I saw, because when it came out, I don't even know if I have the, because I saved it. It might be in my scroll of my my email, but I think Quality Liquors or one of them places had put it out there. But I think it was like $2,400 for that bottle. So
I know,
he might be
right?
looking at something that's secondary, just like Pappy's. You can buy the whole collection of Pappy Van Winkles if you could find them. Number one, number two, the actual the retail price on buying all the Pappy Van Winkles is
It's
about
stupid.
$700. On the secondary market,
That's what I'm saying.
it's up to $10,000, and I have the proof to show it. So,
Yeah.
but
how much would you say? What's your guess on one of your complete Blanton sets would be worth?
retail or aftermarket?
Well, both. Let's
Okay.
hear.
Retail would be about $700 and some dollars. Okay. Now I have 3 horse races. Every one is filled, socked, and in the case, in the casket, if you will. So that's the retail price. So I said I would, if I needed to, I would sell one of the races for $1,200, which really I should sell it for $1,400 and just double the price. Okay.
Right.
Anywhere else, secondary market, what I won't do because it's against the law, by the way.
Yeah, we never condone anything on the Whiskey Roundtable
So-
that is illegal.
So number one, number two, I'm not selling any of them. And
Right, I know
I was the master of Blanton's, and I'm not a Blanton's fan.
Right.
Buffalo Trace single barrel, if you can find it. Okay, $34. Drinks better than a Blanton's. Okay, so at the end of the day,
well, we're gonna that
we are.
yeah we're gonna
we
put
are.
that to the test. In
We are gonna
our
put that to the
future,
test, so.
episodes of the
But,
Whiskey Wizard.
But I guarantee you, if that was on the secondary market at liquor stores, all of them, I guarantee it'd be $4,000 or $5,000. Guarantee.
Oh yeah,
Guarantee it.
yeah.
I bet if you just put the caps alone out there, that would be worth
I have
without the whiskey.
So
Just
it's-
because people want to have that race
right,
to display,
right,
which
and that would
Oh yeah, there are
that
so
would
many,
cost some money too.
Yeah, I'd love to see if there was a way online you put one of those up and just to see the bidding war for a complete Blanton setup there. I think that would be interesting to see.
So that's something you could do on eBay.
Yeah.
Just the caps, just the corks, if you will. On eBay, I guarantee you it would be big money. So but anyway, enough said. Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah.
Nick T, you're out there. Thanks for joining us.
What's up, dog?
He's clapping and he's got a thumbs up, so I think he liked the wizard.
Amen.
Oh, great.
All right.
And,
All right.
Yeah.
What else
Next
we
week we'll be
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
taking a special visit to an establishment out in Findlay called the Bourbon Affair, and we'll be talking about them next week. So.
And I think Nick T is a Scotch guy anyway. So
Yeah.
I knew I liked Nick.
that's a good dude. I love Nick.
Steve says Portia for the bottle of Booker's.
Well, how much was the book? Was the Booker's? How much was the Booker's? How much was it?
He's 9,000.
$9,000. Put let's see, $9,000. Put another 60-some thousand to that, and then we'll talk.
And Derek just joined us.
Debo,
Derek.
what's up, dog?
All right.
He said Buffalo Trace A-, unless you were just saying A-okay. Number 1. So that's his favorite too.
G Money. G Money had Buffalo Trace single barrel.
Well, he's obviously talking about a store pick, right?
Oh,
One of your
what's that?
your single barrel or your
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. They all pretty much come store pick.
Yeah.
Or they'll just come, Buffalo Trace. Very rare. I don't think I have a lot of Buffalo Trace single barrel. I think I have about 42 or 47 bottles of different store picks. Of what?
Can we have one?
Hell no. You got some
Before.
money? So
Well, you graciously gave me one of
Well,
those.
actually,
It's on my
so-
shelf. It's highly regarded, if you will.
G Money's had Buffalo Trace single barrel. Debo's had Buffalo Trace single barrel. It's one of Derek's favorite drinks is Buffalo Trace, but it's good. It's very good. It's very very good. And for $34 versus $80.
Well, I guarantee when we do our Blanton's taste test, we'll have one of those Buffalo Trace.
Single barrels.
Yeah.
Jose,
In the mix.
Jose is watching and he's chiming in on this Blanton's conversation.
Oh.
He says Blanton's in California's secondary market is $250 to $300.
Oh, I believe
my
it.
God,
You're
that's
right.
crazy.
He's exactly right.
But that's
He's
right.
exactly
I
right.
mean,
And you know what? That's cheap. I have a friend of mine that I just had the conversation with, Randy. I just had the conversation with last week. He paid $300 for a bottle of Blanton's. I'm like, dude, why didn't you just call me? But anyway,
Wow.
he said, I will next time.
Here
How much?
in
He
Cleveland?
bought it. He bought it online because you almost can't get it anywhere.
well, I know
So he paid $300 for a bottle of Blanton's. I'm like,
it.
that was $250 too much.
Yeah, I'm cautious with my words here, but I'll just say
Go ahead.
there are certain whiskeys that are their value is way over, holds a lot more regard than it
Than their
really
taste.
deserves.
So
And
Go ahead.
But like I said, we're going to put that to the test. We're going to do one with we're going to put Blanton's to the blind taste test in one of our future on location episodes, and then we are going to also do one on Johnny Walker Blue.
okay.
And we'll put that up against some different Scottish whiskeys, so that'll be fun.
So Hoops.
Yeah.
So Hoops, him and his wife, they paid
Hoops?
$250. It's I'm not mentioning names.
Okay.
A friend
his
from
nickname.
this cigar shop.
That's his nickname. So Hoops, for Christmas, he wanted to buy a bottle, which was last year. He wanted to buy a bottle of Blanton's for his brother-in-law because he's a Blanton's fan. So they paid $250 for a bottle. Okay. Now I don't know if it was somebody that sold it to him for $250 or if it was something they got online for $250, just like Randy paid $300 for his. But anyway,
$300 for a
bottle of Blanton.
It's
So
insane.
long story.
Wow, pardon my French, but that's just fucked up.
Amen. So
Siri.
So-
I'm with you.
So Dave says to Hoops, he says, well, why are you paying that kind of money? Just call G. He's got some extra bottles. Okay. So he calls me, and I said, I'll give you a bottle. And this was a year ago. And he says, what do you want? $200, $150. I said, no, it's $80. It was not quite $80. It was like 70 some dollars and change. And he says, well, we paid so much for this other bottle. I go, that's fine, but I'll sell it to you for retail. That's what I do. I sell it for retail,
Right.
or I trade it for retail. I'm not trying to make any money. Number one, because if Ohio Liquor gets control of that, my ass has had it. So it's dollar for dollar.
Absolutely.
So I sold him a bottle for retail price with tax, and he was happy as can be. And he gave that to his brother-in-law again. That was the bottle that I sold to him. So he was happier, So
Well, plus you're not going to screw your friends.
no,
over.
I won't. But I would never do it. I'm not that person.
No.
I mean, I try to spread the wealth, so to say, but
Right.
I'm not there to make a profit because there's a law there.
How much would you sell it to me for?
$794. But anyway.
For you, Elliot, a bargain.
I expected that.
And I want the cork back. So, but anyway, so I get irritated. And that was part of us being on the Cleveland Bourbon Co-op, which is one of our sponsors. Okay,
Yes.
and it was Carl's birthday 2 days ago.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I wish
so-
him a happy birthday.
I did too. But anyway, that's the protocol. And if you don't follow the rules, you're
Yeah.
screwed. And you never want to be on that side of the fence. But anyway, enough. I'll get off my soapbox. Go ahead.
No, good conversation. And,
Coming from a former deputy sheriff.
This is great.
So
We
anyway,
all know how we feel. We don't really condone the whole secondary market thing, but it's a reality. Unless it's some legitimate investing you're doing. But
all right, kids, listen.
All right.
Let's move forward.
We're
way past time.
past
well,
our
let's
time.
save. Look, we didn't get to the news.
No, let's
save
close
for
it
We
out.
didn't
next
get to the
time.
news. There's a lot of good talk going on
Amen.
on the scroll. So I want to just thank all of you for joining us
Absolutely.
tonight.
Team Money.
And Wizard, do you
Yeah.
have any words to take us
The
out
Wizard,
tonight?
Jose. Who else we missing?
We got Jose, we have Steve, we have Derek, we have Nick.
right. Who came in late?
Nick T came in late.
Yeah, but there was somebody else.
Steve
too.
Gallowan came in late.
Who was the other? Nick.
Derek came in late.
Who was Nick? The other guy.
Who Day Nick?
Well,
Who Day Nick?
Who Day Nick?
Who Day Nick?
And,
Thank you for
Jose
watching.
Padilla.
Thank you
Phil
for
Weaver,
watching.
thank
Phil.
you.
Yeah, Phil.
Phil,
Thanks for joining us.
though the display cases you made look great in the bathroom. I appreciate you.
We have Lindsay, G Money,
And Lindsay,
Rob.
yes, absolutely.
Rob, my
I'm
boy.
sorry if I missed anybody. We really appreciate everybody
Thank you all.
joining us tonight.
Yes.
Wizard.
Well, we want to thank you all for watching. If you're here with us live, and just remember, if you can't make the live show, you can watch us at any time after the show airs. You can find us there on YouTube, and remember, watch it when it's convenient. It's your views that help keep us going, and we'll be here next week, Friday the 18th,
All right.
our usual 7:30 p.m. time. So.
You have any closing?
I have a closing quote today, and this comes from Ernest Hemingway.
Okay.
And he says, "Always do sober what you said you'd do while drunk. That will teach you to keep your mouth shut."
What if you
Amen.
don't remember what you said when you're drunk?
Well, that's a different issue.
Okay.
All right, kids. We're gonna call it out. We are the Whiskey Roundtable. Big G.
Karen Hellenkeller.
Doug Dunbar.
We'll see you next week, kids. Thanks for watching.
Happy
Thanks for watching,
Valentine's
everyone.
Day,
Have a good
everyone.
Valentine's Day. We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye bye.
You off?
If whiskey stopped working, every bar in town would be closing their doors, shutting down. Everybody would be trapped with their thoughts, 'cause nothing numbs the pain like bourbon or scotch. Oh no, oh no, no. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying very If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, 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 if whiskey stopped. Poor Jack D would be out of a job. Jameson and Bean would be cut off. Hank Williams songs wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, this whole damn world would be a mess. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, 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 if whiskey stopped. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably halfway out of this town, leaving Tennessee. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I